Hi everyone, this is Phil with Klang. You have already decided to graduate your AEM mixes to immersive, but you are wondering which Klang processor would be the right one for you? This video will give you a better idea which factors you're going to want to consider. We start with a general overview. There are two generations of Klang processors. Klang Fabrik and Klang 4 from the first generation, and Klang Conductor, DMI Klang, and Klang Vokal in the second generation. While the first generation was driven by a combination of DSP and FPGA, we have completely rewritten the processing core in order to fit everything onto our new and immensely powerful ultra-low latency FPGA. As the name suggests, this cuts the latency down to an astonishing quarter millisecond, which is less than a tenth of the first generation. Aside from that, this has unlocked a drastically increased channel count. Moving forward, this video will exclusively look at the second and current generation of Klang processors. Let's begin with the similarities between Klang Conductor, DMI Klang, and Klang Vokal. Most importantly, they all sound identical and feature the same fully immersive panning and root intensity EQ. The internal processing latency is at around 0.25 milliseconds plus I/O of your choice. Switching between 48 and 96K will not reduce your channel or mix count. And of course, you can use Klang Controller with all Klang processors. Klang App is compatible with all devices. Klang shows can be exchanged without any need to convert. And of course, the full workflow integration on Digico SD and Quantum Range consoles works across all processors. What about the differences? Klang Conductor, DMI Klang, and Klang Vokal have different capabilities in terms of mix count, input channel count, and of course the physical size and weight. Different audio standards like Dante, MADI, and Optocore can be used for the connection with your ecosystem. Let's take it one step at a time and look at the factors which help us to decide. How many musicians do you want to provide with immersive in-ear mixes, lower levels, more transparency, and protect from hearing fatigue? How many inputs do you need in each of these mixes? What type of audio connection is available in your ecosystem? Are you planning to use Klang as a monitor engineer who takes care of the artist's mixes? Alternatively, will the musicians have control over their ears, or both options at the same time? Up to 12 musicians can easily be taken care of with all three processors. A single DMI Klang and Klang Conductor will handle 16 musicians. And all processors can be cascaded for larger orchestras. If you need 24 stereo channels for each musician, you're going to be fine with all three options. A full 64 channels, accessible in each mix, can be done with DMI, the Vokal Plus upgrade, as well as Conductor, while the latter actually features astonishing 128 channels. Do you want to connect our processors with the Dante environment? Then both Klang Vokal and Klang Conductor will natively connect. Same goes for MADI. Optocore is only available on Klang Conductor. In case you are working with a Digico SD12, Quantum, or S-Series console, you can directly install DMI Klang. That said, mounting a DMI Klang into a Digico Orange box will give you even more options, like Dante, MADI, Optocore, SoundGrid, and many more. All processors can be used for personal mixing, either with wireless control via iOS, Android, Mac, and PC, or with Klang Controller. All in one with Klang Vokal, and by adding a DMI Dante to a Klang Conductor or DMI Klang. If your home is on stage left, you're going to want to look at Klang Conductor, Klang Vokal with the Plus upgrade, or DMI Klang for the full flexibility that monitor world demands. But of course, even monitor engineers need a break sometimes. and can add Klang Controller for a fully integrated personal monitoring experience, with the option to take over at any time. Klang Vokal is the most affordable immersive IEM processor ever, and budget is no excuse to leave your artists in plain old stereo. Even if the channel list should escalate again, the Vokal Plus upgrade will come along to save the day. Adding a DMI Klang and Klang Conductor to your personal or company's rental stock will give you maximum rentability and return of investment, without breaking the bank. Truck space is sometimes as valuable as a cold beer after loadout. In case things get tight, simply install a DMI Klang into your SD or Quantum Range console, and logistics will never know you brought one. Vokal is rocking an 80s waistline with only one rack unit, where Klang Conductor deserves 3 to fit all 128 channels. Are you building a fly rack? Again, DMI Klang is a winner with less than 300 grams. But even Vokal's 3.6 kilograms won't crash your flight, and Conductor in a Pally case will fly very well. Take a screenshot of this handy sheet for the most crucial details. And of course, do get in touch with us or your local Klang partners in case of any questions.